Welcome to our show, Trump Briefing. Today, we're diving into President Trump's bold move to impose 25% tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico, a decision that could reshape trade dynamics and spark retaliation from our northern neighbor. With the tariffs set to kick in soon, the business world is buzzing with concerns about inflation and supply chain disruptions. In British Columbia, Finance Minister Brenda Bailey is gearing up to present a budget amidst the looming economic uncertainty caused by these tariffs. Premier David Eby has labeled the tariffs a declaration of economic war, while critics urge the government to take responsibility for its fiscal challenges. As the province faces a staggering deficit, will Bailey's budget be able to weather this storm? Meanwhile, First Lady Melania Trump made headlines with her remarks on Capitol Hill, expressing frustration over the absence of Democratic lawmakers at a roundtable discussing online abuse legislation. As she highlights bipartisan support, the question remains, will Democrats step up to protect victims of digital harassment? Stay tuned for more details. The Toronto Star reports that President Donald Trump is poised to impose sweeping tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico, marking a significant escalation in his efforts to reshape the U.S. economy and generate new revenue. Scheduled to take effect soon, these tariffs will impose a hefty 25% levy on most imports from the two countries, while Canadian energy products will face a reduced rate of 10%. Trump claims these tariffs are necessary to compel Canada and Mexico to enhance border security against drugs and migrants, particularly fentanyl. However, this move could ignite inflation, disrupt supply chains, and provoke legal challenges under existing trade agreements, risking further strain on an already faltering U.S. economy. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has vowed to respond strongly to any tariffs, while Mexico is also considering its own countermeasures. In British Columbia, Finance Minister Brenda Bailey is preparing to deliver a budget amid the looming threat of Trump's tariffs, which she acknowledges will significantly impact the province's economy. With a record deficit projected at $9.4 billion, Bailey emphasizes the need for careful planning to protect essential services and programs without resorting to deep cuts. Premier David Eby has condemned the tariffs as an economic war declaration, and experts warn that the uncertainty surrounding U.S. trade policies complicates the province's financial landscape. Bailey's budget will reflect the necessity of navigating this turbulent economic environment, as the province braces for potential retaliatory measures from the U.S. and adjusts to the challenges posed by Trump's policies. The Independent highlights First Lady Melania Trump's disappointment over the lack of Democratic attendance at a Capitol Hill roundtable discussing the Take It Down Act, aimed at criminalizing the non-consensual sharing of intimate photos online. While expressing frustration that only one Democratic congressman attended, Trump underscored the importance of prioritizing children's safety over partisan politics. The bill, which has garnered bipartisan support, seeks to protect victims of online abuse, particularly in light of the growing threat posed by deepfake technology. As the legislation progresses, it has already passed the Senate unanimously, with calls for swift action to safeguard young people in the digital landscape. New York Times. Jennifer Treb's experience with her Tesla Model Y has taken a dramatic turn since she first embraced the electric vehicle 2 years ago. Initially, she felt a sense of pride and innovation driving the car, which she viewed as a contribution to environmental sustainability. However, as tensions around the company's founder, Elon Musk, escalated, especially due to his controversial political affiliations, she found herself increasingly alienated. This culminated in her decision to sell the Tesla for a gas-powered Mercedes after a distressing encounter in a supermarket parking lot where she was verbally attacked. Treb's story reflects a growing sentiment among Tesla owners who are grappling with buyer's remorse, as the company's stock plummets and competition from other electric vehicle manufacturers intensifies. Associated Press. In a significant policy reversal, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has reinstated the name of Fort Benning in Georgia, abandoning the previous designation of Fort Moore, which had been part of an initiative to remove names honoring Confederate leaders. This decision aims to honor a World War I hero, Corporal Fred G. Benning, instead of the Confederate officer for whom the base was originally named. The Pentagon's move to revert names is part of a broader agenda to restore traditional military identities, while also facing backlash for disrespecting the legacies of revered military figures. Hegseth's actions indicate a commitment to honoring military history, as he also reinstated the name Fort Bragg, recognizing the contributions of service members over the complex narratives of the past. BBC. India finds itself at a crossroads in modernizing its air force, weighing the merits of acquiring the advanced American F-35 fighter jet against strengthening ties with Russia through local production of the Sukhoi Su-57. While the F-35 boasts cutting-edge technology and stealth capabilities, its high cost and operational challenges raise concerns among experts. India's Air Force is aging and significantly below its required strength, with a pressing need for new aircraft. The government is focusing on developing homegrown jets while facing delays and funding issues. Ultimately, experts suggest that India may prioritize building its own capabilities over foreign acquisitions, aiming for a future where it can independently produce advanced fighter jets, ideally with Western collaboration, to address its strategic needs. South China Morning Post reports that Kim Yo-jong, the influential sister of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, has sharply criticized the Trump administration for escalating provocations against North Korea. According to state media KCNA, she condemned the recent visit of the USS Carl Vinson aircraft carrier to South Korea, labeling it as part of a confrontational policy toward the DPRK. Kim emphasized that the current U.S. administration has continued the previous administration's hostile stance, which she claims justifies North Korea's ongoing efforts to enhance its nuclear deterrent capabilities. The visit of the aircraft carrier was described as a show of military strength aimed at intimidating North Korea. CBC reports that Hamilton's mayor, Andrea Horwath, is traveling to Washington to advocate against tariffs imposed by President Trump on Canadian goods. Horwath warned that these tariffs could inflict a billion-dollar economic blow to Hamilton, where thousands rely on manufacturing jobs. During her trip, coinciding with Great Lakes Day, she will join other mayors from Ontario and Quebec to discuss the economic and environmental health of the region. The mayor has already convened meetings with local manufacturers to strategize on protecting jobs and industries from the impending tariffs. The looming tariffs have already begun to impact local businesses, with production at companies like Stelco reportedly declining due to the uncertainty. Al Jazeera highlights the contrasting receptions received by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky during his recent diplomatic endeavors. After a disappointing visit to the U.S., where he faced criticism from President Trump and Vice President J.D. Vance, Zelensky found a more welcoming atmosphere in London. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer has rallied a coalition of the willing to support Ukraine and develop a peace plan, underscoring the necessity of U.S. involvement in any resolution. The discussion raises questions about the implications of the Trump administration's warming relations with Moscow and how this could affect the potential for a ceasefire and the overall transatlantic relationship. Guardian, in a bold move signaling a potential trade war, President Donald Trump announced that the U.S. will impose steep tariffs on imports from Canada and Mexico, with a staggering 25% levy on most Mexican exports and a similar rate for Canadian goods, alongside a 10% duty on energy products. Trump's declaration of having no room left for negotiations sent Wall Street into a tailspin, with significant drops across major indices. The tariffs, which affect $900 billion in annual imports, have raised alarms among industry leaders, including Ford's CEO, who warned of dire consequences for U.S. manufacturing. Despite acknowledging that these tariffs could lead to higher prices for American consumers, Trump defended his stance, labeling tariffs as a powerful weapon that previous administrations shied away from. He even criticized past Republican leaders like Ronald Reagan for their trade policies. Meanwhile, Canadian officials, including Foreign Minister Melanie Joly, expressed readiness to retaliate, as economists and business leaders urged caution amidst escalating tensions. Trump also hinted at upcoming tariffs on agricultural products, encouraging American farmers to ramp up production for domestic sales. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Morning sunlight on the street, city whispers soft and sweet, faces mix in daily grind, every story intertwined. Cultures blend like colors bright, languages in the silent night. On the table, stories told, food and feast upon so bold. People living day by day, in the heart they find their way. Sharing moments, voices sing, in this world of everything. Society in rhythms beat, entertainment's fleeting heat, echoes of voice and fears, laughing through our unseen tears. Children playing in the park, drawing dreams till after dark. Elders speak of days gone by, washing shadows from the sky. People living day by day, in the heart they find their way. Sharing moments, voices sing, in this world of everything. Society